One of my more popular shorts on YouTube is from about 2 years ago when I decided to try using the Blackstone 22-inch griddle as my main camp kitchen. And it worked out really well, especially as I was planning out the kitchen box setup back here. But one of the things I didn't like about it was just how expansive it was. And as I started to build out the final version of the kitchen box, I found that it just took up too much real estate. It was too wide. And in addition to that, I found it very difficult if I were to consolidate down to just the griddle and remove the side burner, that it wouldn't have the functionality that I needed for things like making spaghetti meat sauce when we were camping out. So this is a little bit, spoiler alert. I've got a van update coming out in the not too distant future, but this is how the camp kitchen came out. And it's a removable box. It has its own legs. It has a prep table that's off to the side right now that I can set up off to the side. And I've got most of my pots, pans, frying pans in here. I've got my cooking utensils, and then I've got our cutlery, plates, bowls up top here. And I swapped out the Blackstone 22-inch griddle with this Camp Chef Mountaineer, and I've been really happy with it. And then I pair it not only with the frying pans and the pots and pans that I have on hand, but also this Maiden carbon steel griddle. And we use this both inside the house and while we're camping, and it's been really good to me. I do smash burgers on here, we do pancakes, and I really like this griddle. So having the functionality of having a removable griddle and the high BTU output of this Camp Chef Mountaineer has worked out really well for us. So it clicks in like that. I've got my propane hose over here. And then for a while I thought about having a dedicated larger propane tank sitting underneath the van. But I think that for our camping style, and this is an empty canister just for demonstration purposes, but these little pony bottles work out much nicer than a larger tank. And what's cool about these ones, and I'm just trying them out right now, is that these little guys are refillable. So like I said, hasn't been filled yet. From what I understand, it's DOT approved. And then I can set this down. And then I have a nice working space where I've got a little bit of wind deflection here. I've got easy access to my cookware. I can get to my pots and pans and frying pans, cutting board. I can use this as an additional workspace. Whereas the previous Blackstone, it cooked really nicely, but it just took up so much real estate. And without that side burner, I could really only fry with it, right? It would only be a flat top. So this gives me a whole lot more range of possibilities. The Camp Chef Mountaineer has been really good to us. It's in some instances too powerful. And so just learning how to finesse it to right where we need it, where it cooks eggs nicely, pancakes. I reached out to Gondirtin on Instagram and YouTube because they had a lot of success with their Camp Chef Mountaineer and have some really great looking recipes. And they gave me some tips. And so I'll post their link down below. Shout out to them again. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. Because the first time I cooked on it, I burned my bacon. And so that was a learning opportunity. But this is a preview of how the rest of the van build out has gone. After 5 years, most of the interior is now where I want it to be. And I really want to just post a quick video about some of the reasons why I swapped out that flat top dedicated 22-inch griddle for something smaller, more compact, and explain my thought process of how it fits into the camp kitchen. So appreciate you tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and would love to hear your thoughts of, is there something that I'm missing in my camp kitchen? Is there anything that you would add? Please feel free to let me know down in the comments. But with that said, again, thank you for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next video.